The mouse is at tier 9? Yeah, check it out. It's called Mish, which I guess means mouse in Russian. And this is part of the Soviet tech tree, tier 9 Soviet. The reason is, in real life, the mouse was captured by the Soviets. So, Lesta has implemented it that way. So what's the difference? It has a worse reload, okay? 13 seconds to 15. The gun handling is a bit worse. It has historical engine power of 1200, which means it has a power to weight of 6 horsepower per ton. To put this into perspective, I'm pretty sure my lawnmower has 6 horsepower, and it weighs 1/20th of a ton. Lesta probably realized that this would kind of suck, and the mouse would basically be impossible to drive, so they gave it very good terrain resistances, which means it actually is faster on soft terrain, and it kind of equals out. This tier 9 mouse is just slightly slower than the tier 10. But the biggest difference is the armor, okay? The turret goes from 260 to 220 because this is the historical real value. It was 220 millimeters in real life. And arguably even worse than the armor nerf is the health nerf, 2,300. That's 700 less, that's quite a lot. But basically, if we compared the two mice, here's the normal tier 10 mouse, right? Okay, there you go. You load gold and then, okay, you still can angle and bounce. Alternatively, this version of the mouse, the turret can in fact be penned even with standard. But if you angle the same, you can still get this thing to be pretty strong. And yes, in fact, because it's at tier 9, which means you'll be fighting a lot of tier 8s and 7s, this basically means this tank is actually stronger tier for tier. Because this is the only part that's weaker. It's still a mouse all the way around. Like, with AP, you're bouncing the rear off this thing. Like, look, 260, 240. Tier 8s can't pen the rear of this thing if you angle. And the funniest situations are when you're fighting tier 7s. Let's look at your average tier 7, okay? What's an average tier 7? I don't know. The Comet. Okay, Quickie Baby's favorite. Yeah, okay. Alright. Oh. Yeah, it's a fucking mouse, dude. It's a mouse. What do you expect? You're not penning it. Let's load gold. Okay. Oh, now you have a shot. Barely. What about like a tank destroyer, okay? Tank destroyers, like that. Yag Panther. Yag Panther's a very good gun, right? Yeah. The Yag Panther can actually pen the turret front with gold. But the moment you angle it, it's not doing anything to you. One small thing that I don't think most people realize, but I realized it because I am the noticer after all, is that because this has historical armor values, that means that although this upper part is 185, quite strong, this side part here is 80 millimeters. The mouse that we have, or I guess the mouse that is at tier 10, the side here is 140, which is substantially thicker. That means that when the mouse angles, even if you try to squeeze a shot in through the tracks to the hull, you're not penning. And with gold, you're still not penning. With the mouse at tier 9, you can actually pen. It's not too easy, but with gold, you can. But again, it's a tier lower. You're fighting tier 8s and 7s. Like, the mouse already dominates tier 8s. Now you're fighting tier 7s. 220 is kind of like tier 8 standard ammo, right? Like, a tier 8 with standard rounds can go through this thing's turret front. And with gold, yeah. The thing is though, mouse is all about angling. As soon as you angle, they just cannot do anything to you. So you wait, you move back and forth like this, they bounce, you go in, poof, in the face. But that's enough yapping. Let's see some replays now. Alright, this is the very first game I played in the tier 9 mouse, okay? Now of course, this is not the first time I've ever played a mouse. I know how to play a mouse. I can angle a mouse pretty much perfectly. And in case you're wondering, to perfectly angle a mouse, most people think, okay, line up the turret with the hull and then angle like this, 45. Not quite, actually. You want to turn the turret about 5 degrees a little more to the left, so that it's not actually straight. You're angling just a little bit more, and then your turret cheeks are basically impenetrable. You can go on TanksGG and look for yourself. You know what? What the fuck? I should have showed you on TanksGG. You know what? I'll probably throw up a little graphic here. As you can see, when the turret is lined up with the hull, it's not going to work out. You just got to turn the turret a little bit more. But yes, here's a GPT, right? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, that thing has like a 170 whatever HE, and you splash me for 100. I personally would not have taken that shot. Why would you shoot HE at a mouse? Like, what do you think is gonna happen, dude? But anyway, yes, you can see that this thing's got the hammer and sickle, although it's like backwards. I don't know why, but maybe there's a reason for that. And look, there's a bunch of holes on the side, little impacts from when the Russians were testing this thing. Wow, look at this enormous thing. Their response? Let's shoot it. But anyway, this T-77, as you can see, I'm kind of like exposed a bit because this T-77 has kind of taken my spot here. And like, yes, he was here first, but like, he's not even using it. What, you're gonna side scrape in a T-77? Like, why don't you get out the way and let the mouse side scrape? I bounce all the shots, and then you clip someone out. No? Here, give him a little nudge. You wanna get out the way, man? Like, well, look at him, just sitting there. Yeah, World of Tanks. Did you see that? I don't even know how he was invisible there. But yep, as you can see, he was firing standard AP, but that should still be enough to go through my turret. But, I mean, after all, it is a mouse, so this thing is very well armored. And look, you can see how my turret is angled. You want to angle it slightly more, and then you're basically impenetrable. And the best part about the mouse angling like that is that people just have to aim at you for a very long time, whether they like it or not. Like, if you can just imagine a scenario between two vehicles fighting, you turn and shoot him, and then he shoots you back. He may have higher DPM, but it doesn't matter, because first, he penetrates you. Then you turn your turret, and he can either bounce off you or aim for like 10 minutes. Either way, he's losing out on DPM. Look at that. I had to aim low because of the guy's gun. But yes, like, the more complicated your armor is, the more people stare at it. And even if they do pen, the fact that they take so long to get a shot into you means that they're effectively losing their DPM advantage. So that's the mouse in a nutshell. And there's actually I don't know if you guys noticed, Quickie Baby did a video on the mouse like 2 days ago, I think. And I recommend you actually watch it because it's not him playing, okay? So it's actually worth watching. It's some guy gets a huge damage game in the mouse. The mouse is probably one of the, I don't know if I say best tanks in the game. I think so. I could say it's one of the most useful tanks in the game. Yeah, 75. That thing has like, I don't know, a 50-second reload for its 2 shots. Was it really worth putting one into a mouse? I don't know. But yes, the mouse is extremely strong. It's one of my personal favorites. Quickie Baby says the mouse is one of the best tanks in the game. I think you could say that. I agree. It's maybe not the, because it's, you know, it's slow. It doesn't have the greatest DPM. It's not great in a traditional sense, in like overpowered, sort of like chieftain or whatever. But here's the deal. You're one of the most heavily armored tanks in the game, and you can bounce gold pretty reliably, as long as it's not like a tier 10 TD. And even if you do get penetrated, you've got like 3,500 health. So people go through all this effort to try and penetrate you, and they finally manage to get a shot into you, and it does fucking barely anything to the tank. It goes from 3,500 to 3,200. The mouse is very tough to kill, and that's why it is very good, and I say very useful. And I think Quickie Baby mentioned it has one of the highest win rates. I didn't verify or check this, but I believe it. Just intuitively, if there's a flank that needs pushing, this is the tank to do it. Remember in my Griffin video when I said this is basically a medium tank and you can't really push flanks, you can't really make plays because the armor's so weak. This is the polar opposite of that. This thing, if you see, like, for example, the other side of the map, oh shit, you're losing it. We need to push this side of the map. There's not a better tank to do it in, other than maybe like a T95 that's top tier. Because a T95 against tier 10s, yeah, people just shoot your cupolas. But against tier 8s, yeah, the T95 is up there. But the mouse has a turret, so that's quite useful. And as you can see, nothing can pen me. The Wheezy 111, doesn't that thing like 340? And I'm in a bit of a crossfire here. He's about to reload, so now I'm going to angle towards him. I have so much health, I don't even care if the prototypo clips me out. Really, I'm just going to keep going. I have so much HP. Not that the Wheezy can pen me anyway, but this guy is being kind of obnoxious. Like, oh, god damn it. Can you just poke and let me shoot you? Come on, man. The game's over. Anyway, let's, I guess we'll just go up here and get to the Wheezy. Even if that prototypo gets a full clip into me, I don't care. The game's almost over. It's fine. This is the whole point of having a lot of HP, right? And I guess 2,500 is a lot for tier 9, but it's not a lot, like, objectively, because, you know, you're gonna be fighting tier 10s a lot. And, oh, you backed into your little ally there. Oh, well, unfortunate. So, 4.7 thousand damage. Not too bad. And 3,000 blocked. So, basically blocked the HP of a mouse. But yeah, anyway, so, the mouse is really good. And anybody that tells you it's bad, yeah, I think they're bad. The mouse is a litmus test for shitters. Also, do you see that? Really? Now look, now he's gonna get away. Oh my god, fucking shitters, man. That thing has like this classic Soviet angled side, where there's like a little sliver that's an auto ricochet. And of course, in World of Tanks, the shell's supposed to ricochet off the plate and go into the hull, but that just seems to never happen. So yeah, I'm just gonna pretend we're at 5k damage, because what the hell, man, what am I supposed to do? But yeah, the mouse is a litmus test for retards. Anybody that says the mouse is bad, they're actually bad. Because, like, for example, I think I saw Skill once. Long time, like 4 or 5 years ago. He was playing the mouse, and he was complaining, like, oh, this thing is just not good in today's meta, it's whatever, whatever. And I thought, yeah, I guess you're not that good at the game, because the mouse is basically a test. It puts the player in a tank that is not very traditional, right? The moment he's taken out of his classic hull down, gun depression, high DPM tank and put into something drastically different, he calls it shit. And this is true for a lot of players, actually, not just him. But yeah, let's I'll move on to the next replay. But as I was saying, yeah, the moment you take someone out of the classic hull down, high DPM, gun depression tank and put him in this thing, requires very precise angling, a lot of forethought into planning out where you're gonna go because it's so slow, and low DPM. You put them in that and they say it's shit. Well, of course you think it's shit, because all you can really be successful in is a hull down monster with an impenetrable turret. The mouse at tier 10, and actually more so at tier 9 here, the weakest part is the turret front. But despite this, it is extremely useful to have a vehicle with so much well-rounded armor that you can angle to push flanks with. And this replay will demonstrate it. Kind of. I don't get the craziest high damage score, but I do get quite a high blocked damage score, even though I'm fighting tier 10s. So like, even though like you look at this and think, oh, I'm not top tier, the mouse at tier 10 would be top tier in this, and a mouse fighting tier 8s is amazing. So I'm not too upset. So yeah, the mouse is great. Wiki Baby agrees, it is good. If you do not have a mouse, I would recommend getting it immediately, although I wouldn't recommend grinding it. you know what? I've never actually ground the mouse in. Can you believe that? I played them, or I got the mouse back when it was from the VK4502B. It led to the mouse. And then they changed it to the mouse in. And any time I've acquired the mouse after that change, it was through free XP, right? So yeah, I've never played the mouse in. But from what I hear, it's quite bad. It's not this thing, that's for sure. Or, I don't know, maybe players are bad. Maybe they don't know how to angle the mouse in. Maybe the mouse is just like this. I don't know, but... There we go. Okay, kind of bullshit that bounced, and... okay, we're bouncing tier 10 TDs. But the only reason we're bouncing tier 10 TDs is because they're not firing gold. So, we'll see how long that lasts, right? Again, though, this is the mouse hull almost identical. If they fire heat into my side, with the spaced armor and all that, they're not going to pen. And so, anyway, I've made it all the way up here, and I can't really move any further because, as you can see, look on the map. They're tier 10 mediums, like 2 140s and a tier 10 TD. They're just camping the base, which is kind of obnoxious, I'm not going to lie. So I'm just going to sit here and wait around, right? I see this all the time. People will, like, start side scraping and wiggling back and forth and trying to bounce shots against targets they have no hope of spotting. Maybe I can spot the 268, but in general, let's say it's someone out of their spotting distance. And it's like, why are you exposing yourself? Oh, well, I'm side scraping, so I'm strong. Okay, but why are you exposing yourself? You don't have a shot on anything. You're just putting yourself at risk for literally no reason. See, look, the moment he gets spotted, okay, now I'll poke. I'll put my tank at risk now, try getting shot into him. So let's do that. And I get a shot into him, but he pens me. Curious, where did he pen? I'm not really sure. It kind of looks like it hit my side, but I can't see where. Anyway, yes, that shot, you know, aimed at it. Yeah. It armor not hit. World of Tanks, right? What do you expect? Anyway, he's getting flamed on, so he's starting to panic a little bit. And yeah, World of Tanks, man. Like, I can't believe tanks are balanced around fucking accuracy. I see he's aiming at me, so I'm not even gonna bother. It's not worth trading a shot. Losing another 700 for 490, it's not worth it. But yeah, like... Hold that thought. That guy just drowned. What the hell happened, dude? I want to see what actually happened. Did he, like, panic and try to escape and he drove off? I think that's exactly what happened. Yeah, you see that? Hey, dude, the shallow area is right next to you. Why don't you drive that way? No, you're driving deeper, are you? Yeah, okay. The Russian server. Literally the Russian server, okay? What can I tell you? And then the guy in chat is going, ha ha ha. Yeah, okay. Well, what was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying before that interruption. But let's just continue on. No reason to expose myself unless I have a shot on something. And this 140, despite firing heat, is still having a hard time penning me. And so it would, you know, it'd kind of be nice if I could see him so I could shoot him back, but yeah. Oh, what I was saying, balancing things around accuracy. It's kind of stupid, man. Like, he's so out of position, he should be punished for it. But he gets lucky. Oh well. I'm thinking, okay, this 140 isn't here now. Am I able to move up? And I think, yes, I am able to move up. And I think right here I can get down without exploding. And there we go. Perfect opportunity to move up. So, there's a lot of base campers, and I said I got a very high damage block match. Wait, a very high blocked damage game. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm very tired. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been getting like 4 hours of sleep for the past like 3 weeks. Because I've basically been just working on this tank game made by Otter, called Tonk. Basically all day, every day. I wake up 4 hours, or I wake up at 6 a.m. I go to bed at 2 a.m. So, it's no good. I'm very tired. I have multiple white monsters a day. That's carrying me right now. It's... You know it's getting pretty tough when the one day that I didn't have a white monster for dinner, like I didn't drink it. By the time it hit 8 p.m., I crashed and woke up at 9 a.m. the next morning. So that's 13 hours of sleep. But check it out, there's a grill here. What the fuck? How did that miss? Anyway, I'm bouncing a lot. I've only done 2 shots of damage because fucking World of Tanks bullshit. But yeah, very, very tired. So I will be stumbling my words, and it will get worse as I make more and more videos. But yeah. Have I entered the stage where I'm entering micro sleeps? I don't think so. I don't think so. I remember when I did the 24-hour frontline platoon with Finesse. I had 2 energy drinks, and I don't know if I was going into micro sleeps, but basically if we're communicating and someone asked a question, I would pause for like 10 seconds before answering it. Like, I literally had 10,000 milliseconds ping. The signal reached my brain 10 seconds later. Or at least it took me 10 seconds to process it, and then I replied. That's how slow I was by the end of it. Literally ask a question, is that guy over there? 10 seconds later, oh no, he died or whatever. He got lit or whatever. It was very much not worth it, but I did make like 20 million credits in one day, so it did make my brain run very slowly. So you would think, hey, Chems, did that impact how well you performed? No, not at all. I was still doing like 10, 15, 20,000 damage a game, outplaying people, and I don't know if you could still watch the VOD, but there were situations where I get rushed by like 4 people and I just kill them all by like perfectly playing and moving and using my abilities. And that literally made me realize, holy fuck, World of Tanks gameplay is taking priority over speech. What the fuck? I think I have offloaded World of Tanks into my brainstem. I could be fucking concussed in a coma, and I would still be able to play World of Tanks at a Unicum level. We'll find out shortly, because I just got access to a whole bunch of more Super Tester tanks. Don't ask how I did it. Shh. Never ask how I do things. But yeah, I'm gonna actually be playing World of Tanks, okay? All these replays you've been watching are at least like 2 or 3 months old. So in the next few weeks, I'm going to be playing a lot of World of Tanks on 4 hours of sleep. So we're going to see how that works out. Let's see if I make some stupid plays or whatever. But yes, I've blocked 5,000. At this point, I'm thinking, look at the map. They're going to come back to their base to finish this off. We have to dig this out as soon as we can, right? Or else we're just going to be in a crossfire. I've got an E4 support. He's a one-shot, though. It is time. Alright, it is time for me to spot them. Let's go. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Okay, we've blocked 6,000 already. Killed him. There's the Sturv. Can my E4 friend kill the Sturv? Perfect. Look, my plan is working beautifully. Now we just have to kill the CS, alright? Where is he? Ah, fuck. I was a bit too slow to the party, and yes, look, we've been surrounded already. Yeah, at this point I realize, yeah, I'm dead. Let's just see. Can I get one more shot off? Okay, perfect. I got my 1 shot off. Yeah. It was, you know, as good of a play as you could reasonably make in that situation. Because, I don't know why this Artie in chat thinks it's so funny, but if I just sat there, we would have been surrounded all the same. Maybe, like, you might think, oh, but you could isolate the shot Kai, or what is it? The shot Cal, and kill him. He wouldn't have moved up if we were both there, right? They would have just surrounded us and killed us. At least this play, we killed 2 people here. If I had done this a bit sooner, or they were a bit slower, could have killed this guy, and then I could have actually sat there and angled against the people over here. That would have been quite good. Alternatively, maybe if the E4 had more armor, we would have, or not armor, more health, we would have survived this, but yeah. Anyway, despite the fact that RNG, as far as my shots were concerned, was absolutely fucking me, I still blocked 7,000 damage against gold, right? Look, it's gold here, while being not top tier. So that's still very impressive. This is a mouse after all. And this is what I meant by the fact, remember what I was saying, the mouse can like win games, push flanks? if I was the tier 10 mouse, I would have been more inclined to push a bit sooner because I wouldn't have been as afraid of the people here. I would have had more armor, so I would have bounced more. And as you can see, I would have had almost 1,000 more HP. Instead of 2,500 health, it would have been 3,400. Which means I may have actually survived this whole ordeal here. And that's why the mouse is just so good. If you want to do something, you can do it in the mouse. As long as it doesn't involve tier 10 TD gold ammo. Anyway, like I said, this is quite a good score when fighting against tier 8s and not top tier. What happens when you're top tier and fighting against tier 7s? Look at this. We're fighting tier 7s. And who do they have on the enemy team that's a top tier heavy? A TNH, which is not a bad tank, but it is a bit lacking with penetration, and it is certainly lacking a lot in DPM. So I think in a one-on-one, the mouse wins, right? So, yeah. We take out the TNH. Nothing else can really hurt me. Of course, actually, in reality, all of these tanks can penetrate the front of my turret with gold. It's not that crazy. But if I angle and they don't fire gold, they can't do anything to this thing. And even if they fire gold and I'm angling the turret, they still can't do anything to this thing. But yeah, okay, look, I won't like make you sit through going uphill in a tank that has 6 horsepower per ton. Okay, let's just skip on forward. All right, there we go. We've made it. There's an ST2. And am I gonna get a shot? And oh, okay. I guess I have my side to those TDs over there. I guess a medium shot me, but I presume a bunch of TDs will be there. So we should just move up. Okay, let's get to over here and side scrape something. See if we can get a shot on someone. I'm gonna poke this corner because this thing right here is destructible. You see that wall was destroyed, and I thought, oh, did someone drive here? And yes, they did. So, shoot him once. Angle. Alright. He's gonna keep poking that corner. He thinks he's gonna get a shot into me, and then he realizes, that is a mouse after all. And, oh, fuck. A bit slow in the reaction. What can I say? But, even though this doesn't quite have the health of a tier 10, it's still 2,500 health against tier 7s and 8s. That's very good. And so it begins. We're fighting tier 8s. We just gotta angle. They both fired AP. We'll see how long that lasts for. And okay, here we go. This guy's aiming at me. He's still aiming. Look, this is what I mean by him losing out on his DPM. He aims. He's like, you gotta go somewhere else. And he went somewhere else. This Carnarvon, I don't know who he thinks he is, but like, I'm a mouse, and you're not a mouse. And you're lower tier than the mouse. So what the fuck are you trying to do, dude? Look at this guy. He realizes, oh fuck, better back up. I'm not gonna do anything to him. He's loaded gold, which means he can pen my turret when it's flat. Basically, that's what that means. And here we go. There's 2 tier 8s in front of me. Okay. That was kind of not the greatest shot. It showed green for a second, and I clicked, but then he kind of straightened his tank, and the shell came out, you know, a bit late because of ping. And here, as soon as I unangle my turret, he pens. But it's okay, we're trading shots. And I've got a lot more health and a lot more alpha to trade with, so... yeah, this Carnarvon isn't too happy about this. Alright. Again, I'm trying to squeeze in the snapshots, right? Clip a pixel of his lower plate last second, but I just don't have the ping to do it. If this was NA though, oh boy. But yeah, it would have been very nice to kill this guy because... unfortunately... he's now still there and will put me in a crossfire if I want to move up. Because I want to move up, but look at this. It's like the perfect crossfire for them. And I'm thinking, do I expose? Like, if I expose, I will take a shot. And, alright, that guy puts a shot into me. He's got gold. I'm not sure where he penned. Probably the turret, I would presume. But yeah. That guy actually managed to get a shot into me, despite the fact that I angled my turret. And, okay, high roll, please. Fucking no high roll, come on. It's just getting quite annoying now. And they're going through my armor every once in a while. But it's not super reliable. That STI-2 is still firing standard. You're not going through me with standard. Yeah. This guy, he is penning me every once in a while. Like that. He's really fucking annoying me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, why couldn't you have just died from a high roll? I baited him there, you see that? I over-angled my side hoping he'd poke. And, look. This is just what's fucking annoying about the Russian server. Every once in a while, you get that ultra sweat. But then more often, you get this. Alright. Interesting. I'm getting... If you noticed on the map, I'm completely alone on this flank. And I'm on 200 HP. Do you think I'm gonna die and lose? One 200 HP mouse versus an entire flank. Who will win? Well, you're gonna find out. But yeah, the Russian server, every once in a while you get that like really sweat. Like in the 279, there was that IS-7. Here is the Carnarvon right there. And they're just annoying, man. Like, can I just have my cool replay to show off? Why you just gotta be so nerdy? Yeah, I'm mad that people are good at the game. I just want everybody to be shit. You know what I mean? And, oh, fuck. Here comes the Conway. Ah, he bounced. I'm actually gonna do this. Oop. That way, he has to reverse to get around me. And, thankfully, already saves me there. There we go. And, perfect. And then, yeah. A tale as old as time. You have such a great game. You're having such a good impact. And some shithead base camping tank destroyer from across the map finishes you off with his little 340mm heat round. Oh yeah, look at you go. Very annoying, man. I'm so fucking tired of snipers ruining my games. It's just... Let me just play. Can I just play? Holy shit. Anyway, that P43 pretty much has no chance of penning me, so his best chance would be just to run, and then I would move through the city and basically win the flank. But now I'm dead. So that's quite obnoxious. Do we end up winning this match? Thanks to my valiant effort. Well, I'm going to show you something. Remember how I said every once in a while on the Russian server, you'll get a sweaty? Like that Carnarvon? Well, I still think the Russian server is easier overall because this person is 3-marked. And he's auto-aiming a light tank. So, sitting in the middle of the open, auto-aiming a light tank. He lost all his HP for that. He's 3-marked, by the way. So, if you're like a average player and you want to become a streamer that spends all day and all night trying to get 3 marks and 3-marking every tank in the game, I think this is the server to do it on. I think, though. I could be wrong. The good players... There's definitely more good players on the Russian server, 100%. It might balance out, and they might actually make marking harder. But if this guy can get 3 marks playing like that, I'm sure you can get 3 marks, okay? Anyway, I'm clicking around like, are we gonna win this, man? And then I see, oh, this guy's full health. Okay, we're gonna win this. Let's just, come on, let's get on with it. There we go. I put a little kissy face in all chat because I believe that Hori shot him on the move. So that's pretty funny. Well, yeah, there we go. We ended up winning this match. And I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think we would have won without my contribution in the town. Like, the mouse really did absorb so much punishment and held out for as long as possible to give my team as much time as possible to win. So that's good, I guess. But, yeah, Should Wargaming add a premium mouse at tier 9? And by the way, I probably should have mentioned this is a premium mouse at tier 9. I think you had to do some event, I think, and you could get this tank from it. But yeah, should they add it? Yeah, I think they should. Add it with its historical nerfed armor at tier 9, it'd make a very good premium. And I don't think it would be overpowered because, I mean, if tanks lower tier can pen your turret front with standard, then how could it be overpowered? Right? Like those tier 8s, that Carnarvon, he was giving me a run for my money, man. But, yeah, okay. What do you guys think? Should the mouse be made into a tier 9 premium with historical armor values? I think so. What do you think? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.